Okay, that might work. This is going to bring some of these lighter ends into the highlight. And now I'm going to turn it around again. I'm going to pull the other way, but unless I'm really careful to have a nice continuation, a believable extension of this lock of hair, when I'm pulling the other way, it's very easy to do this. You're so worried about one thing that you forget, and you end up by having things crisscross at the intersection line here. So let's go ahead and take both of those things into consideration. You want to kind of take some phantom strokes here and make sure that you're going to have a believable continuation. Now let's make one more lock. See if we can pull this all together and make it work. My pencil's getting a little dull. I'm going to sharpen it. Remember, you want to keep it sharp. Now we're going to come down here looking for the highlight, and we're going to have random links to the stroke, and I don't want to close the spaces. I want the texture. The texture is a wonderful thing to contrast with our smooth faces and contours that we've worked so hard on the rest of our picture. Let's go ahead and turn this around now. Now I'm going to try to pull on through with my lightest end of the stroke through the highlight to a degree, but I still want the greater part of my value to be at the beginning. And I've tried to have a good continuity so that it's a believable curve. So now this is the other thing that's going to happen here. I'm now going to utilize my brush. I want to be very careful that I don't brush most of my drawing. I want to keep house, getting the fragments of the little particles of graphite and eraser off, even house dust. You want to make sure that you get used to keeping your picture clean. But in this case, I've used that softer pencil, and the softer pencil has allowed me to have some extra lead on here that I'm going to now, you see I'm brushing on and off the paper. I'm now going to distribute that into the light highlight areas and some of the gaps. Now I want to make sure that I'm not just going way outside of where I've drawn. So when you're doing a head of hair, you want to make sure that you're not brushing it into places that you've already finished, like your forehead or the outer part of the hair, you know, the outside of the picture that you want to keep nice and clean. But you'll see that there's a tone being created here, and it creates kind of a nice glow. Now I'm going to come back in with my pencil again, and my only endeavor is to create contrast. I have no interest in, and I don't want to, fill the gaps. But I'm going to come in here and just think about the contrast I'm seeing so I can really make this highlight effective. I don't want to plug it all up. Let's come from the other way now. Now this is my second application, remember, with that pencil. It doesn't take too many. Now let's go ahead and turn it around and brush this once again. And see, we could not do this if we had too hard of a pencil. That 2B is just right. I don't want to use the 4B because I'm using that as an opportunity to show some depth in my dark areas. Let me sharpen it. Now, the 4B, if you remember, I've told you to basically not draw with it. It is meant for opportunities like this, where I may have gotten quite dark with the 2B, and now I need to have an opportunity to show a little space in between the hairs where it goes down to where it's darker. So I want to use it very sparingly because I don't have anything darker than this 4B pencil, so I want to just be very careful. But it will create some shadows in between where I put the 2B pencil. Just sparingly. I could even run one all the way through, because it's possible that there's hair that is split apart and you can see down in the shadow areas. Now I'm going to brush it one more time. That was 2 applications with the 2B pencil and 1 with the 4B, just very, very minimally. But that 4B is soft too, and it's going to give me even more of that lead to create that glow. That extra lead helps me not to have to draw it so much. I don't want to have to come in here and draw all those light areas. It's going to show more strokes. It's going to start filling it in. And this way I can maintain the texture I've created by not having filled it all in. And now I'm going to go ahead and take my eraser, and I'm going to take this end and I'm just going to pinch it and make a very substantial blade. I want to be able to create something that'll hold up, and because I have brushed this graphite into these areas here, I now have a chance to come in here and create a hair that's away from the body of the hair, and it's catching the light. And now when it comes outside the body of the hair and it's part of the outer perimeter, I'm going to be able to come in here and show that it's a silhouette. So again, let's go ahead and make one more so you can get the idea. And when it comes out here, it's a silhouette. This helps us bring this hair alive. All of us have hairs, many, many, many hairs out of place. It doesn't take too many in your drawing to suggest that it's lifelike, it's vibrant, and I think this does the trick. So you now see the principle behind the hair. If we're going to do curlier, shorter hair, it just shortens up the stroke, but it's still somewhat the same principle. There are a couple other things about hair that we'll deal with later, but that's the hair.